Hi, my name is Angel. My passion has always been agriculture. For my science fair in high school, I built a small hydroponic system that could be placed on top of a table indoors with space for 9 plants. When I was 16, I built a greenhouse with a hydroponic system for 5,000 lettuce or cilantro plants. In September of 2017, Hurricane Maria destroyed the greenhouse completely.
Puerto Rico, in spite of being blessed with a long growing season and significant arable land, imports 85% of the food needed to feed its residents and employs only about 2% of its workers in agriculture. Much of the land that could be farmed is not in production. Experts estimate that less than 5% of produce sold on the island is grown locally. This could change. Puerto Rico is one of the few places under the U.S. flag where cattle can be grass-fed all year, and the island's bees can produce organic honey. An impossibility in the States, where bees can always travel far enough to reach flowers grown with pesticides. Food insecurity has been at 40% in Puerto Rico since Hurricane Maria. The rise of local agriculture could make a difference. Some believe that the island's GDP would increase with a boost in agricultural production, but others think that Puerto Rico would fare better by investing in something else. As always, in agriculture, there are both costs and benefits to producing crops, especially on such a small, isolated island with only a limited amount of arable land. Another, somewhat related problem with agriculture in Puerto Rico is that farming may take away land that could be better used for another purpose. Since land on the island is limited, every farm comes with a sacrifice. Tourism is one of the major industries, and a strong argument could be made that Puerto Rico would receive more revenue by investing in tourism instead of agriculture. Currently, roughly a quarter of Puerto Rico's land is divided into over 13,000 farms. Many of the farmlands are located in areas that could potentially become tourist attractions, with locations near beaches, rainforests, or other scenic areas. However, there are also many arguments that can be made in favor of increasing agricultural production in Puerto Rico. Currently, over 80% of food consumed in Puerto Rico comes from imports. The island is heavily dependent on imports to supply food to its population. This causes many potential problems. Import costs will drive the prices of food items up and make many items much more expensive than they would be if they were locally grown. Also, by the time a lot of the imported food reaches the island, it is no longer fresh because of lengthy shipping times. Hurricanes are a common threat to Puerto Rico, which can make food deliveries difficult during hurricane season and drive the food prices on the island up even higher. By cutting back on imports and producing more crops on the island, Puerto Rico would be able to cut back on expensive import costs and enjoy fresher, higher quality food.
Puerto Rico has a huge untapped potential in terms of agriculture. Crops like breadfruit are super high on nutrients and grow abundantly on the island. They could potentially help reduce food scarcity in places with high levels of poverty like Africa, because of great yields and year-round production. Also, the content is mostly starch, similar to potatoes in nutrient value and texture.